You know, for our first scrapping run, I would say we did a mighty fine job. Now it's about time we blow this popsicle stand and see how much money we actually have. Also, the quicker we get back to port to repair some of these walls, the better things will be for me in the long run, because this ship is falling apart in real time. Anyways, everyone, welcome back to Ostranauts. And before I do set off on my grand journey back to Port Ezekiel, I do want to do a little one-over, just in case I didn't miss anything too important on the ship we're about to leave. You never know, we could miss some purple coveralls, which will be all the money in the world. Where am I? Oh, I'm right here. It's very hard to see me under all of this junk. Ah, you know what it was? It was the ceiling tiles. Oh, that's actually really cool that you can drop stuff in the ceiling. So that's where all the wiring goes. Cool, cool, cool. What would be even cooler, though, is something that I missed, like an oxygen canister with 70% gas still left in there. Yeah, that's great. We're taking that immediately. And funny enough, that does seem to be it, aside from something I did spot before, which is going to be this one little RCS thruster, or sorry, intake regulator right here. It looks very damaged, but if you look closely, it actually has a little bit of wear left. So when I uninstall this, I will repair it just a little bit more. That way, if we crash into anything on the way, it won't immediately combust in on itself. Oh yeah, that's gonna be some good money right there. And if you're wondering why I'm leaving the rest of these nitrogen canisters, it's because they only have like 6% nitrogen left in them, which doesn't really make it worth the hassle. Yeah, look, 7.2%, not worth it. But this bad boy right here is. We will grab it, and that will be it. And so I thank you a lot, random derelict, that I will learn the name of very soon. It was a pleasure and a half. Ah, it was theft by finding. That's actually a really funny name, given that we literally scrapped whatever we could off of it, and we definitely found a lot of good stuff. Still, even with the exchange of names, we will be moving on our merry way. And wouldn't you know it, the port is on the other side of the asteroid. I kind of forgot that asteroids do in fact rotate around in orbit. That doesn't change too much, but it is definitely something to account for. So I'm just gonna boosh right this on over, making sure not to collide with the theft by finding. And once I stabilize, we're just gonna boot it forward a little bit and coast it through. Yeah, that trajectory looks pretty good to me. We should avoid this little spot here, and if I'm able to reach K-Leg, we will just need to go around the asteroid. Hey, would you look at that? Another piloting tip that I just learned right in this moment. If you want to equalize out your rotational pull, you can just hold Q and E, which is a little navigation thingy right here. But if you hit both of those at the same time, you equal out without wasting too much fuel. So now we're actually moving in a straight line. Perfect. What a riveting return trip. You restore the laser array, times 56. You restore the laser array, times 77. You're thirsty, you're hungry. You restore the laser array, 129 and counting. It takes a while to repair these fusion field coils, believe it or not, but hopefully by repairing this, we get more money than what we would have gotten before. I'm also noticing, oh wait, we're not repairing the field coil, we're repairing the array. Okay, that's still pretty good money. It definitely will take a while, so I'm debating repairing the rest of these. I guess we'll see the price between a half repaired item and a fully repaired item to see if it's worth the time expenditure, because we could totally just get right back out there and get another wreck by the time we finish repairing, especially the field coil. Anyways, we should be approaching the asteroid soon, so I'm making sure we're not going to crash into that going Mach 20. Yeah, looking right now, we are in a head-on collision, so I am just going to push us over a tiny bit, and we should be good. Yeah, that should be enough for now. If I need to equalize any more, I will work accordingly. Back to repairing my fusion laser array. Alrighty, it looks like we are in line with Port Ezekiel, so now I can actually cancel out our little thingy and just go forward. We are going to need to adjust a little bit to the right as well. Yeah, that looks pretty good. You can kind of see the ghosting effect of actually how fast you're going. And this is another tip while you're inside the boneyard. I would not go faster than what I'm doing right now because you will get yourself into a collision with how many wrecks are out here. Once you start going out towards places like the flotilla way out here, you can start to bump up the speed so long as there's nothing in your way. But once we're in this like little scrapyard, there is no reason to go fast. All right, that looks good. Let's bump it up just a tiny bit more and go back to repairing those pumps. I forget, is there gravitational pull with asteroids? I think that's what that little line is, so maybe we shouldn't go in there. We do have a new nav message. What does this read? And also, I should probably look this over a little bit more consistently now. Oh man, oh man, oh man. We actually have a lot of spaceships coming in right now. We should probably check that local channel. I don't see anything. I ran out of fuel. Since you're close by, can you help me out? OLVR. That's pretty interesting. Which one is that? Oh, lover. Yeah, you know what? I could probably dock over. How do I do this now? First of all, let's slow down on our uptake because we are going pretty fast. So let me go forward and slow right down. Oh, actually, this guy's going by real quick. I was going backwards on our relative speed, but look at how quickly they're plummeting. Yeah, no thanks, dude. You are on a one-ship trip to going towards the sun. Yeah, I was really ready to help until that happened. So you know what? Instead, we're just gonna go right back on through. Sometimes you can't help people, and that guy is not going slow at all. No, no, no. At times like this, we just need to help ourselves out. Let's keep her moving. Gate C, please. Now we will adjust accordingly because we are coming in pretty fast here. And I do hate to jinx things, but this may be a perfect dock. Babooyah! We're back. And as soon as we're back on station, we're going to check its atmosphere. Oh, we're docked at a different angle. So we were here before, and now we're down here. That's pretty damn cool, actually. I like that. Anyways, it is time to look over things. For one, we definitely need to repair these patches, but I will buy a lot of carbon fiber for that. How is our fuel looking? We have 3 cans right now. We blew through about, what, half of the first one? That's not that bad, dude. Not bad at all. Let's also uninstall this intake regulator here and replace it with the one we scrapped from the ship. It makes no sense on why we'd have just a broken component on board. We might be able to sell it for like 12 bucks, I don't know. Alrighty, that should actually increase our maneuverability and our speed, especially coming in from 0 to, 100 kilometers an hour, a lot better. That basically increases our power by like 30%, dude. Not bad. Let's get that fully repaired. Because when it comes to internal components, it is something you don't want to skimp out on. Speaking about that, I have been noticing some glaring issues, and that is with the way this ship was built before. It had a lot of switches connecting to these batteries, and since the batteries are facing the switches, it's actually not going anywhere. So if you check, the charge is still here completely. So I am going to be also rotating all the batteries, aside from this one here maybe, to face outward towards the wiring. That way we always get an influx of power. Holy moly, this takes so long for Giovanni to do all of this basic stuff. I really miss Nelson in that regard because, God, he really could do some work quickly with engineering. Still, it is all for a good reason because we are building up our skills. Because if we look right here, we are 10% of the way there to being an electrical engineer. That's pretty damn good. We're also feeling dignified, we're in solitude, and our meaning is zealous. So Giovanni's in pretty good spirits right now. We could also install the tow brace real quick. Do I want to do that right now? Surprise, surprise, we can't actually do this right now because, you know, we're kind of docked at a station, so I guess we'll save that for later. Is there anything else I need to do here before I go? I guess topping off our fuel would be good. We used up about 30% of one tank, so what I'll do is just uninstall this, Pick it up, and we are going to be dropping it right at the end of this pump here. This should be the intake, and this should be the outtake. So let me actually drop it in the intake valve right there. Then we can grab one of the higher end nitrogen canisters, so maybe this one here. We will pick you up and drop you here. And now what we can do is actually go into the control panel, set it to slow mode, that way it doesn't explode, and I will turn it on. No reverse, on. Okay, now we should be able to look and see one of these fill up with gas. Okay, this is incredibly slow. We're actually going to bump it up to turbo. Yeah, get that bad boy cooking. Now you can see the pressure going up here and the pressure going down up there. Once it reaches about 100%, we stop it, which will be about now. Beautiful. Now we have a fully filled up nitrogen can. Again, this is to reaffirm, you don't need to buy fuel. You might need to buy electricity until you have a fusion reactor, but this stuff, it comes in handy pretty nicely, and I'll probably keep the rest of these nitrogen canisters inside the little pump here. Anyways, it's finally time to go on station and sell off some of these items to clear up some space. Normally, if you want to make some real profit, you would go to the fixer down at the bar area. But for this one right now, we're just going to go through the complete legal process, which means selling it off right at the licensed supply kiosk. You take a call from Jocelyn Michael Welch, who asks for a meeting soon. She seems terrified. Very interesting. I'll see where she's at in a minute. I want to sell some items now. They actually don't want to buy anything I have right now. Wait, that is a lie. You want to know one thing I actually forgot to do? We need to set ourselves a trading zone. And you can do that by going into the Zones app on your PDA. With this, we can just do this. You can get a little bit more complex with it later, but this is what I need to do right now. Quick, dirty, easy. Boom, add new zone. There we are. Now I can set that to barter. Yeah, look at that, $0. Oh, wait, we haven't sold it yet. Okay, awesome. So with this fusion laser array, we're going to be making $3,413. The 2 turbo air pumps will net me another $1,600. We can sell the core pump for only about 682 smackaroos. Not that much, if you want my honest opinion. Still, we sell it. Throw in the thruster assembly, one of the field coil assemblies too, the extra laser array. Also, you can see by fixing it up all the way, we doubled the money, which seems very good, but it takes up a lot of time. I mean, like hours at a time, so we're not going to do that while on station. Then we can maybe sell... Holy, that oxygen. We need more of that oxygen. I didn't realize how crazily that stuff sold. Yeah, I might sell one. Oh my god, look at that towing brace too, dude. Damn, I'm gonna keep that because it's really nice to have. But I will sell off the battery, the extra work lamp, and you know what? I'm gonna sell the oxygen canister. It doesn't really make sense for us to have more than one right now. I'll be showing the reason why in a minute, and then we can finally sell off the fusion field coil. $16,000, guys. Now let's actually see our real profit. Okay, first of all, we did buy the license, so minus 5,000 on that 16,000 immediately. That's gonna bring us down to about 11,000. Then we need to actually go into our shift here. Oh yeah. Okay, first of all, we need to pay our overdue mortgage, minus 2,000. That's 9,000. The late payment is going to be another 300, so we'll just round that up to 8,500, I would say. And then we have another mortgage here on our current shift, which is going to be another $2,000, so bring that back down to 6,500. We got fuel connection fee, that's $28, air exchange, power hookup, and docking fees are actually $400, so that'll bump us down a little margin too. Yeah, we made about 6,500 profit from that. It's a brutal life out here, but hey, it's honest. It is honest. Now, that's also not to account for everything else we were able to keep. And we do need to sell off the pumps too. Maybe we can get an extra 1,000 out of it? Oh, yeah, look at that. They do want to buy those. So that will be another 1,500, kind of recuperating some of our loss. Not bad at all. Now I'm gonna go buy some food because we are pretty hungry. Let's go for more kebab. Where did it go? You have got to be kidding me. Okay, if you want to be a little bit more cautious, maybe you should have your street food sent directly towards you so they don't send it out the damn airlock. Well, I mean, it's still a good thing because we do need to repair the exterior, but damn, that sucks. Anyways, while I am here, I will be buying all of your carbon fiber, which is just 2. Maybe we could also grab a couple... Maybe we could also grab just a couple of walls to replace 2. Alright, let's get out there then. Or better yet, I'm just gonna replace stuff inside. Oh, funny enough, that's what actually triggers the return to K-Leg. As comfortable as it feels to return to the station after scouring the cold boneyards for parts, in the world of semi-legal salvage, finding parts is only half the battle. The rest is selling it. Station centers are connected by rail, a single car shuttle system that's constantly in a state of disrepair. With a working knowledge of the station and an appetite for risk, you might even find a way to make a living on this rock. The K-Leg economy is a strange beast. There's the corporate-sponsored salvage trade run through the scrap and license kiosks. With the right license, you can rent time out in the boneyard and pick parts without being bothered by the IOSEC goons. The black market is another matter. Industrious scavengers know if you want a premium for a rare piece, then you're gonna have to find a reliable fence. But it won't be easy gaining their trust. Lastly, the Gig Nexus shops out jobs to just about anyone. The work ranges from menial station jobs to high-risk boarding operations. In every case, the faster you work, the more money you find. Very cool. I need to replace my wall now and get my goddamn chicken rub. There it is in all of its succulence. Delicious. And maybe the, whole non-atmosphere is actually a good treatment for it, Alright, let's scrap you. Bada boom, grab any spare parts it drops, especially the carbon fiber. I can repurpose that. And I'll just drop it in. Which should be it for the exterior walls. Now what I'm going to do is replace the flooring. And finally, this one here is going to be 3. I don't think we have enough pieces for it just yet. Yeah, we're gonna need some more carbon fiber. We gotta be able to get some of that around here, right? Is there anything else I could maybe scrap? You know what? We could probably scrap these bins here and get exactly what I need. Yeah, that's a pretty damn good idea. Let's uninstall these bins and see what they got. Please be carbon fiber. Steel, aluminum. Damn it. Well, it was worth a shot, and it clears up space. And I guess what that leaves me to do is actually just go in and buy a flooring. The reason why I was kind of avoiding that is because in order to uninstall this and reinstall a new flooring, we are going to have to de-vent out our entire ship, which means we waste precious oxygen. But hey, it beats not repairing it at all, right? Yepers, there goes all of our atmosphere. Still, we should get some spare parts with it. Now I should just be able to drop down the flooring. Okay, finally, we're good. All of the bad patches should be out of the way, and we are left with a relatively under control ship. Of course, we can't let it just fall back out of grace again. We're gonna need to micromanage the ship into being the best ship it can be. Alright, can I take off my helmet? Hell yes, we can. Now I should probably look at repairing the nav station to see if there's any files on this bad boy. Alright, it's taken a year and a half. It is finally repaired, so now I should be able to install it just... Where can I drop this thing? Ah, you know what? I can drop it right there. We just want to make sure that the little plug port actually has a connection into a live wire. Hell yeah, it's blinking and it's barely functional, but that's enough for me to actually get on this thing. So let's see what we got here. Ooh, system error. Please run debug sequence. Okay. I don't know how to fix that. It looks like the error is from an initialization error. I don't think we can really troubleshoot this right now. At least I'm looking around. So what I'm going to do instead... Oh, wait, you probably need to troubleshoot it from the outside. Yeah, right here, debug errors. Let's do that for the XP. And of course, it's going to take Giovanni Jaden Banks another 12 years to diagnose this, but it might give him a little bit of hacking cred. I'm not scared. I bluff, by the way. Every time I hear that damn alarm go off, I cross my fingers and I prepare myself for a quick and untimely demise. Alright, cool. We debugged it. And also, let me link this to the PDA really quick, because now we can access the files going from my PDA to the nav station. We got beats.snd, JTS Moon Putitin as well, and navdata.bin. Cool beans. What does this read? For navdata.bin, we have a database for use with the Polaris Standard Navigation Console. It contains registration ID data for any vessels identified while the nav was in use. That could be useful to the right person. Awesome. We also got Move Putitin, a lossless audio file of Put It In by JT Smoove. I remember hearing about JT Smoove from, what is it? Neo Scavenger. And we have ASMR. Okay. It's something. I will at least uninstall this bad boy now and sell it off at the free market. The real question, though, do we have anything on our actual nav console? Oh, damn, we do! Cool beans. We have nav data, which I will keep inside my ship, believe it or not. We also have uncle.snd, an old man telling all the stories and folklore he can remember from old Nigeria. That could be worth money. We take that. We take those. And we have a vlog, a slice-of-life video diary by a spacer who hopes to see all the sights in the system. Pretty cool stuff all around the board. I doubt any of it's going to get me a lot of money, but we'll see about that pretty soon. Oh, also, how could I forget? We need to eat our chicken spice. Delicious. It does not quench our thirst, but that's why we have the drink pouch. That standard navigation console is worth another $1,000. Throw in all of the modules with it too, which is what makes up most of the money. Hell yeah, dude, that is pretty good. We will also sell the power switch, our t-shirt, we really don't need it, and the fire... No, not the fire extinguisher. That is what I would do if I was a silly, silly buddy. And you know what? I think this episode has been very, very good for the health of our ship. Can I do anything with the fuel now? Yes, we can buy more power. We always want that. Don't buy any oxygen or nitrogen. By the way, just to show you how expensive it gets, 5% of one of those oxygen tanks, $376. Ooh, that is, yeah, no, it's not good. Is there anything I can buy from here now? There's actually a lot here that I'd want to buy. First of all, oh, dude, the EVA suit would be fantastic, but we don't have enough money for that. But more importantly, the equipment truck, it is a lifesaver. If you're going to be doing scrapping, get one of these immediately because it allows you to put multiple tools in a single spot, saving the back and forth grind. It is a lifesaver. And also, if I could help it, I would like to buy some battery chargers for both GOT tools and Halverson tools. Both of these are very helpful to have. The Weber laser would be helpful, but we don't have that yet. So yeah, we'll buy all of those, and that is gonna increase our productivity by just oodles and oodles. Now what I can do is drop literally all my spare parts in here, like that. You see how much that saves me? It saves me so much, and this thing only takes up just a little bit of space too. Yeah, we are cooking, folks. Now the only other thing I'd want to do is install these two chargers right here. And I do think this would be a perfect spot to end the episode. I know progress is pretty slow right now, but we're still getting the feel of things, and I still kind of want to do a quasi-tutorial for some new spacers out there, so that's why I'm taking it slow. But as more time goes on, the stakes will definitely amp up. For now, we just completed our very first scrap run fully, and we did make some pocket change to go with it. I think next episode, I definitely want to get right back out there, scrapping, getting all that good stuff, because we do still have a little bit of time left, and maybe we ought to look at one of these plot hooks. Because we have gotten 4 goals, and those are messages from various friends or associates, or maybe just small little hints of information that I could pursue in the future. Anyways, if you guys have liked this episode, be sure to like, favorite, share, and subscribing for more. For now though, we have a pretty clean ship, and a very clean attitude. I'll see you guys later. Peace out, everyone.